Hello, we're back on Farming Simulator 25, and I've had some requests for this. So what we're going to do is do some tests on dairy cows. Dairy cows. Let me show you on the menu, the construction menu, where your cow barns are. Now, if you're doing dairy cows, you have to be careful because some of these, especially the cheaper ones, are breeding barns like this one, and it does not give you a place for milk. Okay. So you just got to be careful that it doesn't say it's a breeding barn. What we're going to do is use this one. It's kind of in the middle, and I like the even 50 cows, but there's also one that holds 96. And then there's one with the feeding robot, which is a whole nother video, but that's pretty cool too. So we're going to do this one for 254,000. We've already placed one there, so that's what you do. Be sure you place it in such a way where you can get to both ends, because one end is slurry where you pick it up, and one end is where you pick up your milk, and you have to be able to drive through it to feed them. All right, so we have our barn here. It comes with doors right here. I've already opened them. And what we're going to do is buy some cows. Okay, now if you're doing dairy cows, they're different than beef cows, because beef cows, you want to grow them from nothing and get them full grown and sell them. Dairy cows, you're selling the milk. Okay, you're selling the milk. So it's not as cost effective as buying them young and then selling them. I guess because it takes them so long to mature. Meanwhile, you lost out on the income from selling the milk. So what I'm going to do is buy 50 dairy cows. It's going to cost me, including the delivery fee, of 5 grand. Now you could have these delivered. Well, I'm having them delivered. You could pick them up yourself, in a truck and save that $5,000. So it's going to cost me $63,750 for 50 cows. Okay, there you go. We just bought them. But once you have them, you have them. Okay, and they're in there. Okay, so we have nice full grown dairy cows in here, and they're going to produce milk. Now, what we got to do is put some food in there. I have a full thing of TMR here. I have another video on how to make TMR if you're not sure and need to know that. That's a whole nother video there, but just look at my videos under TMR, you'll see it, or search on TMR, Total Mixed Ration. And you can use hay, but hay is going to give you 80% as much. 80%. So it's a good bit less. All right, now we fed them. What we're going to do is I'm going to keep feeding them and stuff and harvest some of the milk and slurry in the course of the year, and we'll be back with the results. Okay, I just want to point out a thing on the prices. If you look at this chart here, one of the optimum times to sell milk is in October and another time in January. Those are the two big peaks for the year, at least on this particular map. So you want to avoid selling it then probably in November, because it's going to be less, certainly in June, if you can, if you have enough places to store it. You'd rather sell it when it's more expensive. So, you're going to get more profit. So I just wanted to point that out. So what we're going to do is sell some now in October, and we'll sell it again in January. And for this test, we're going to sell it again at 8 o'clock in August at the end of the year. So we'll see how that goes. Let me point out a couple of data points. We are using 350 liters of TMR, or total mixed ration, per cow per day. Okay, that's for these 50 cows, that's 17,500 liters a day or slash month for 50 cows, or 210,000 liters of TMR for a year for 50 cows. Okay, they're producing 250 liters of slurry per cow per day and 135 liters of milk per cow per day. And those stay steady. Those stay steady. So just wanted to point that out. All right, we're back. It is August at 8 o'clock, 1 year after we started, and here's the results. We took in for our sold milk on the easy mode $185,271. We sold it there in October, January, and April, and then finally, actually August morning, just now. And that's our results there. So that would give us in exactly a year. Now, if you could store it until January and sell it, you'll come out ahead. But remember, we use TMR, which is a combination of straw, hay, and silage. If we were to sell that same volume of TMR, that 210,000 liters of TMR, we would have gotten $78,120, and that's our opportunity cost. Okay. So if you take that out, we got $107,151 above that, or about 72% more by putting that TMR into production in cows and then selling the milk. Now, if you take that milk and put that into production, you're going to make even more money. But this is just selling the milk outright at the dairy 4 times a year. If you had enough storage capacity where you could just keep it and sell it in January, you would make a little more money also. Okay. Now, it doesn't stop there. We also sold our slurry on 3 occasions, and we got $16,825 for our slurry. And that's just all profit because there's no cost there. So that's over and above, the money we already looked at. Now, we did not have a manure reservoir on here. Let me just show you on the menu real quick. If you go under silos, one of the things you'll see is this for $25,000. And you put that close to your pen, like right here. Okay. And if you do that and then you use straw, basically what you're doing is you're using production, you're turning the straw into manure, and you'll make more money than you would have gotten for just the straw. So the figures I have here does not include that because not everybody does that. But if you want to do that, you'll get even a little more money than what we have. So once again, dairy cows are a very good way to make money because you're getting 72% more than you would have for just using, selling the grass. I'm sorry, the hay, the straw, or the silage that you use to make the TMR. 72% more. So it's a great thing to do. Dairy cows are very profitable. This is for 50 cows. Of course, you can have more. You could have 2 of these. But off this one, you're making pretty good bit of money. So had some questions. Just want to show you that. Share this with your farming buddies. I'm Farmer Teacher, and I'll see you on the next go round. Bye-bye.